Everything week 6 when it comes to ad drops, who to pick up, who to add walking into week 6. Who do you grab? Who's available? Who are the best options you can pick up to help you with your final stretch to get into your playoffs? Let's go. Let's talk about it now. We're doing it live. Get your questions ready.
This is the Fantasy Football Show with your host, Smitty.
Top 5 running back. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show.
I'm Smitty. Take a lap. What is going on, everyone? My name is Smitty, and we're talking week 6 waiver wire grabs. Everything week 6, everything ad drop, and we're gonna get to the waiver rankings and talk about who looks to be the best player to help you come back if you're losing, help you maintain your lead if you're leading, and everything in between. So ask your questions as we go. Super chats will supersede anything else, but I'm going to go ahead and put these rankings onto the screen here and drag them around. So as you can see right here, bunch of names. If I'm missing somebody, toss out a name. I kind of went off the top players that were available based on percentages of ownership. I didn't want to throw a bunch of names that aren't going to help anybody. I do have a few up here that should be owned in most every league, especially if you watch my show, like AJ Dillon, Alexander Madison. These guys should not be available in your league. Also, Dalton Schultz, he should not be available in your league, and Michael Thomas and Tony Pollard. So I wanted to talk about these guys. I want to toss them out. I want to make sure that everybody's aware that if these guys are hanging around on your waiver wire and Dawson Knox, you need to make sure they're grabbed. They kind of go ahead of any of these other names we're going to toss out. If I had to rank these, of course, depending on the health of Cook, Madison would be probably 1, or Pollard 1 or 2. You could literally rank these guys probably in any order and it would make sense. But you could put them in like that order. That would make sense. I wouldn't be opposed to putting Tony Pollard and AJ Dillon here because Madison may not be as relevant here in the coming weeks. But then again, Cook keeps getting hurt. So I'm just going to put these guys up in the corner here. Make sure they're not available, because if they are, you need to grab them. They're kind of the obvious choices that aren't going to help a lot of people that are in very experienced leagues. So I'm going to put them up in the corner. I wanted to address them before we started. Now, walking into week number 6, these are the typical guys that will be available. And some might say there's no way Myles Gaskin is available in my league, Smitty, but he was cut in an extreme, crazy amount of leagues walking into week 5. I want to say Gaskin is available in about 20% to 25% of all leagues. A lot of that percentage opened up heading into week 5 because people were watching, looking at him, staring him in the face, saying, "You're playing Tampa Bay, buddy. You're already struggling. I'm going to cut you. I can't afford to hold you. I need a wide receiver this week. I need a tight end this week. I've got Kittle who's out for week 5. I need to pick up a backup tight end because I don't want to cut Kittle." You got to go, Gaskin. He got dropped in a crazy amount of leagues walking into this game, and it wasn't a great game. It wasn't a great matchup for him before the game, but he blew up. He had almost 30 points in fantasy, caught a bunch of passes. What was Gaskin's line? It was insane. He had such a big day. Let me pull up the stats and give you the exact stats, but Gaskin didn't have a ton on the ground. We knew that was going to be the case because the Bucs don't give up much on the ground at all. Like literally last year, he stuffed McCaffrey, stuffed Kamara. The only running back that was able to do anything against him last year was Dalvin Cook. He ran for 100 yards. No one else even had 50 yards. It was crazy. Gaskin did average 5 yards a carry, 5 for 25, 5 yards per carry. But where he did his damage was 10 receptions for 74 yards and 2 touchdowns. So Myles Gaskin, if he's available, he's got to be probably the top pickup of the week. Basically because of the fact that in PPR, he's going to be relevant even if he's not getting a ton of work up the gut. I really, really, really like Myles Gaskin as the top pickup of the week if he got cut in your league. Clyde Edwards-Helaire got hurt in this game, so Darrell Williams for me would probably rank number 2. because he might start a string of games. We don't really know. Let me pull up the news on Clyde to see if there's any update. I don't think there is, but let's just see what's going on with Clyde. He walked to the locker room. I don't know why they made him walk. It would have been nice if they drove him to the locker room so he didn't put any extra damage on the leg. But let me pull up the news on Clyde and give you guys the update. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Let me pull it up here. The last report was he left with a knee injury. Why he was walking on a knee injury, again, is beyond me. That seems reckless. It makes me think maybe it's a lesser injury than we think, and it's just sore, like a bone bruise, something like that. Hopefully that's the case. That means he would have a likely chance of coming back relatively quickly. If it was a really bad injury, unless the Chiefs staff is just being reckless, and I don't think they're going to be. I think they're smart enough to not, have this guy walking around on a torn MCL or a stretched LCL or damaged meniscus. I don't think they're going to have this guy walk all the way to the locker room in that scenario. So I'm kind of feeling like this might be better news than we think in a couple days. We'll see, or at least tomorrow we might hear. But Darrell Williams, for now, you got to put at the top of the list if Gaskin is gone, because he may start a string of games. And again, for those of you joining late, this is assuming that A.J. Dillon's not there, Dawson Knox isn't there, Dalton Schultz isn't there, Mike Thomas isn't available. Make sure Mike Thomas, if people are sleeping on Mike Thomas, they may have been like, in a medium-sized league, I don't need to grab him, I'm going to wait. His return is going to be around the corner. So grab him and hold him. Alexander Madison, make sure he's not available. Tony Pollard, make sure he's not available. Again, those are obvious names, but I want to throw them out there because you never know what someone's league looks like in terms of the ad drops. I don't know why McLaurin's sitting there. That was from a different video. McLaurin. Pick up McLaurin! Devontae Booker needs to be grabbed. That injury to Saquon Barkley's ankle looked gruesome. His ankle was swelling really badly in this region right here. It was just immediate swelling. He definitely sprained the ankle. It was in the lower part. Definitely looking like he could have we got to find out tomorrow if there's some serious damage. Early reports are that there might not be, but there needs to be an MRI. They'll find out more information tomorrow, whether there's any kind of tear or damage that's going to require surgery or a lengthy healing process time. What's up, James Devlin? So his swelling, it was like a baseball size swelling on the foot. So definitely feel like Booker's going to be of some use for at least a week, potentially a couple weeks. I'm not going to say 0% chance that Barkley sits out or I'm not going to say 0% chance he plays week 6, but I would say minimum, in my mind, he's missing 1 to 3 weeks if there is no serious damage revealed in the MRI. One thing I do know, look, I got a lot of doctor buddies that I talk to. I bring a lot of these guys on the show, and I know I'm not an MD. I know my degree was in psychology. I got a master's in journalism, digital audience strategy. I don't have a doctor. I'm not a doctor. I don't have a medical background per se. Maybe of the mind, I can diagnose. But I do have 19 years of scouting and injury analysis, which in my opinion goes a pretty long way because I've seen it all. And I'm telling you right now, based on my experience with knee injuries myself, torn ACL, torn meniscus, torn MCL, torn LCL, torn my patellar tendon off my kneecap. I know a lot about knee injuries. I know a lot about injuries in general. And I can tell you right now, the amount of swelling that he immediately had is not a good sign for him playing with a little over a week of rest. It's not a good sign. He's not going to play in the coming week, in week 6. If he did, if for any reason he suited up and went, this would be a disaster. This would be a high risk situation. It would be reckless on the team's part and on Barkley's part, because he's also coming back from an ACL tear. and he doesn't need any kind of compensation like a vehicle driving around with bad alignment. The last thing Saquon Barkley needs is to go out there in some way or shape or form compensating around the field, getting hit and putting himself in further risk of re-injuring or tearing the other ACL or re-damaging the current ACL. Last thing in the world you need is Saquon Barkley going out there and playing at less than 100%. It will lead to future injury. It will. Not to mention, that's me talking about like his ACL and keeping everything else, copacetic. We're talking about a couple other potential injuries too. Like if he plays on that ankle, think about Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook had a different ankle sprain, but Dalvin Cook tried to come back too early. What happened? He sat the next week. Do we want Saquon Barkley going out there early and trying to play and re-injuring it and being out multiple weeks? No. There's very little chance he plays week 6. I know there's some reports that people are trying to jump the gun on this and say he's going to be fine. I'm not saying he's not going to be fine, but what I'm saying is he probably will not be playing week 6 and probably could be out along the 1 to 3, 1 to 4 week time frame, assuming there's no structural damage in the MRI results that should take place tomorrow. Booker's got to be near the top of the list here. Alex Collins didn't really deliver. I'm not going to put him at number 4. Kadarius Toney, while I want to put him number 4 because he balled out, he looks really good, he looks really involved, he looks electric, he looks fast, he looks talented. The guy might be looking at a potential suspension walking into the coming week or weeks because he didn't have his head on straight during the whole game. He headbutted a staff member. I don't know if it was a trainer or assistant coach, but he was losing his temper, losing his cool. He was on the sideline. He didn't appear to mean to do it, but he jumped up, headbutted one of the coaching staff or team staff members in the face and didn't really even care that he did it. Just looked at him and kept walking. Later on gets in a fist fight, probably at the end of the game, probably looking like he's going to be suspended for a game or two. Doesn't really detour my belief that he's going to be special or that he could be special, but he clearly didn't have his head on straight during this game. Would not shock me if the team disciplined him if the league did not for getting in the fight at the end of the game. Throwing fists, can't do that. You can't do that. You will get suspended. You will get suspended. And doing what he did on the sideline was crazy. Right beforehand, headbutting his own staff member. It's madness. I want to put him here. I'm going to put him here for now. He's got the talent. I like him a lot in terms of his skill set. But Michael Carter, I've got to look at all these running backs I got. Michael Carter has a whole heck of a lot of sneaky good value right now. Back-to-back weeks with a touchdown in 2 straight games. I think they got the bye. I understand. But this guy is on the track to become the volume king there at the running back position. He's getting the touchdowns, he's getting the looks, he's in there, he's learning the game. I get it, it's the Jets, how good could he be? But I feel like people are in need of a running back. People have lost a lot of running backs, a lot of injuries are striking teams right now. We're walking into week 6. People are looking for a consistent running back getting volume. Whether he does well, or not, I mean, I got Rondell right here. I didn't forget about anything. Rondell's right here. We could put Rondell over Toney. You could put Rondell anywhere on here. I'm fine with it. But in the case of most people's team construction and team builds, they need running backs. So that's why these guys are ranking ahead of the receivers. But if you need a wide receiver, then you could move Rondell more to the top if you needed a wide receiver. So it kind of just depends on your team need. What about Herbert? I got Herbert up here. I think I do. Don't I? I don't think. Yeah, I don't have him. Maybe do I have him on the list? Let's see. No, I don't have him up here, but you can put Herbert on the list anywhere where these guys are going. Alex Collins, I'm not putting on the list. Stevenson, you could put near the bottom of it. And Joku, if you need a tight end, but he could fall off the map pretty quickly too. He could just be non-existent for, this could be a 1 week type of thing. But he had 100 yards and a touchdown. Hunter Henry played pretty well. I want to put these guys kind of all around this area. Geno Smith, if you need a quarterback or you're in a 2 QB league, he would be a guy to grab. Marquez Callaway looked fantastic, pulling in the 2 scores and how many yards did this man have? Let me pull it up so I can give you guys the accurate information. Marquez Callaway. He's only one call away. I think we could play the song. I think he deserves to have the song played. He had 85 yards and 2 touchdowns. I'm punching it. We were waiting to play the song until he had a breakout game. Been waiting to play that song again. James Conklin with a super chat. Zaza with a super chat. If you guys got super chats, drop them. I'm going to get to them right after this. Callaway, you can put right around this area. Josh Gordon, why not? And then of course, Alex Collins is someone to make sure isn't sitting there available. So those are the week as of right now. If I missed anybody, let me know. Again, Rondell Moore, I could move all over the map here. I love Rondell Moore. He could be inconsistent because he's a rookie and there's so many mouths to feed there, but I do love Rondell Moore. That catch was phenomenal. That toe tap, long Chris Carter like toe tap on a bomb, bro. That wasn't like a 15-yard out. That was like I don't know, what was that, a 40-yard catch, toe tap? It was insane. This kid is so talented. Reminds me of AB meets Tyreek Hill. You could get him on the jet sweeps. You can hand the ball off to him at any point in time. Get him 20. You get 20, 30 yards out of the guy in any given game on the ground as a running wide receiver. Just so talented. Put him all over the board. I don't care where you want to put him. Arizona is not very impressive. Really, Matt. really, Matt. How? Tell me how. I gotta know. How is Arizona not impressive? They've only been dominating. I mean, this is one of those matchups where, they didn't blow out that San Fran defense, which is pretty underrated in certain aspects of it. And how are they not impressive when they're 5-0, pal? 5-0 are ultra impressive to me. I'd love to know though, Matt. Please let me know. Yeah, Shanahan and Nagy might be related. I think we might have found that out today. Okay, James Conklin says, thoughts on Clyde's injury? I have Darrell Williams, Javonte, Pollard, Gainwell. I need help. Darrell Williams will be good, a good feeling for you. He might actually be pretty decent. Smitty, I traded CD for Tony Big W. I don't agree. Tony's. I hope you didn't make that trade straight up. Tony looks pretty good. His future looks not bad, but I certainly would not trade CeeDee Lamb for him. You need to get like 3 or 4 Tonys for CeeDee. Okay, Scott's kidding. Thank God. Scott, you scared me there, pal. Injury, I already talked about it. James Clyde will know more. The fact that he walked to the locker room up the stairs. They made this man walk to like another parking lot practically. They showed him he was walking for like 15 minutes. They kept cutting away. I'm kind of exaggerating, kind of not. It felt like 15 minutes. They're like, Clyde's hurt. They show him walking. They show him walk up the stairs. They show him walk down the tunnel. They go back to a play. They go back to Clyde. He's walking down another hallway with the guy not helping him. He's just walking. They cut back to the game. They eat a sandwich, go on a commercial break, go back. There's Clyde walking. He's walking down the street. He's hailing a taxi. He's got an Uber driver, whatever. Gets in, walks another 50 yards. This guy was walking like an hour and a half on his own, just to wherever they were going to take him to x-rays. I don't know if the x-ray room was broken. They were sending him to another building. They made him walk. They didn't drive him. Either. He's not as hurt as we think, and it's a bone bruise and it's soreness, which would be the best case scenario. He still could be out a week or two, because bone bruises can turn into more. You need to make sure they heal. That doesn't mean he's playing, right away. But I don't know if you have a torn, MCL and you're walking like that. Matt, come on, man. Kyler should have stuck to baseball. Matt, come on, bro. I appreciate you, but that's just silly. Kyler's having a phenomenal year, bro. Matt, do you mind if I make you take a lap? You're a long time loyal guy on the show. I try not to make my most loyal people. You're doing it. You're taking a lap. Kyler should have stuck to baseball. Bro, come on. Oh my God. I mean, look at the logo though. Look at the avatar. I mean, we know why he's saying it. I do think Shanahan needs to go. I'll tell you that. Shanahan should have stuck to baseball. He didn't even play baseball, but he'd be better at it than being a head coach. He'd be a better baseball player right now in the pros than he would be an OC and a head coach. Shanahan is the reason the Niners are losing and looking awful. I have Kyler and Josh Allen in a super flex. Well, you're having a good day. Well, I guess Kyler didn't have that monster day today, but you're having a good year. Trade targets moving forward. We can talk a little bit about that. We're definitely going to hit that. But does anybody have any waiver wire questions while we're on the waiver wire show? Oh, Zaza, sorry, pal. Zaza said 1-4, 2 games back from a playoff spot. Team is Murray, CMC, Najee Harris, Ridley, Keenan Allen, Kittle, Fant, Flexes, B. Cokes, Damian Williams. What can you do? Man, you got hit by injury bad, bro. You've got a killer team. 1-4. It could be worse. You could be 0-4. You can come back from 1-4, but you need CMC back this week. Ridley's on a bye. You need Keenan Allen to bounce back. You got hit with injuries bad. Kittle needs to bounce back. He's on a bye. You could lose another week, but hopefully CMC carries you. Hopefully Murray carries you. Who's got the buys this week? I'm actually blanking on all the teams that are on a bye. NFL schedule. Week 6. The team's on a bye this week. Let me put it on screen for everybody. Here are your bye week people. These are your week 6 buys. Know what you're getting into this week. You got the Falcons, the Saints, the Jets, the Niners. So I don't know that I make any trades. You need CMC and Kyler to drop loads for you in week 6 to win your game. You just might do it. If you can come out 2-4, pal, you're going to be okay because you got a team. You got a team, man. Kyler, CMC, Najee, Ridley, Keenan Allen, Kittle. You got a team. Cooks, Damian Williams. Make sure none of those guys like Dylan, Madison, those guys aren't, and hit the waiver wire hard. Make sure you're picking up Myles Gaskin if he got dropped. Darrell Williams will help tide you over in the meantime. 49ers are on a bye. Yeah, that's correct. Bye week. Ridley's on a bye. Kamara's on a bye. Kyle Pitts is on a bye. Jet players, if you so dare, are on a bye. And, Kittle gets some rest, some well-needed rest. But it sounds like Shanahan's going back to Jimmy G, which is another reason why Shanahan does not need to be the head coach of the 49ers. I'm just going to say that right now. He's in way over his head, and maybe he can be a successful head coach somewhere else, but it's not going to happen there. Derek Just, I appreciate your super chat. Johnny, I appreciate your super chat. I think that's all of them. Let me see. James Conklin, Zaza, and yeah. So here we go. Johnny, Maddie, the Cuff, Jay Wills, AJ Dills, Mitchell, rest of season. Who's Maddie the Cuff? Why am I blanking on that? Who do we nickname Maddie the Cuff? Who's Maddie the Cuff? Jay Wills, got that. AJ Dillon, Mitchell, probably Javonte Williams, but who's Maddie the Cuff? Captain Spock, victory celebration, donate to the stream. Thank you, pal. Congrats on the win. Oh, Maddie the Cuff. Madison, Alexander Madison. I get it. That's clever. You're clever, Johnny. rest of the season, Javonte Williams, I suppose, because A.J. Dillon's a backup. Mitchell, I don't know. You got Wilson coming back. Matty the Cuff, Madison. If he's the starter, then he's the number one on this list, but we don't know that he is. So, and A.J. Dillon needs Aaron Jones to go down to become ultra relevant, but he is a decent like flex play or injury play. But right now, Javonte Williams, I know everyone's going to get mad about that. They don't trust Javonte Williams, but it is what it is. We're waiting until he gets full workload. I don't know when that will be. Maybe it's never. I know the talent's there. We just can't predict this coaching staff and when they're going to roll him out. But Melvin Gordon is probably a pretty good bet to get hurt at some point. He's an older running back that struggled with injuries in the past. And, I mean, it's tough to say. Won both of my leagues with benching Hunt in one over Waddle. And Josh Allen won me that one 2-3. And the one I started Hunt, you're 3-2. Congrats, Derek. And I appreciate the super chat, pal. Jordan with a super chat. Zaza, Mr. Punch. Is CMC playing week 6? We think he could because he said he felt great and he was questionable, then turned doubtful for week number 5. So my guess, that tells me that he's on the fast track for playing week 6. Although setbacks happen. I can't predict those, but I would say you're in good shape for him to potentially play, pal. Damian Harris will start if healthy, says Mr. Punch. People forget Stevenson was literally a healthy scratch for the last 3 weeks. Harris was getting reps while hurt. Yes and no, Mr. Punch. The only reason I think Stevenson fumbled, and so that he put him in the doghouse with Bill Belichick. But I think that Stevenson tore up the preseason enough that if Bill needs to test it out and see what he's got, he's paid his dues. Bill's like that. He'll give a guy another shot. He'll punish you for a while, then he'll give you a shot. In my opinion, Stevenson would ball out. And I'm telling you right now, he's no lock to get starts in 2021, but Stevenson's one of my most crafty ad drops going forward. In fact, I think I got to put him on this list just to make sure that everybody knows and nobody's forgetting that I'm, he's a guy to target. So let me put him on here. So Ramondre Stevenson for the New England Patriots. I'm going to put him in the 7 spot down here just so you guys know. Stevenson. I'm going to put him right here. He needs to be grabbed. I think he's going to be phenomenal if he gets any run. My team had a great week, 150 plus, matched up against a team who dropped 210. Lost for words, bro. I feel you. I had a great week in the Throne League, and I played a team I think that dropped about that amount of points, at least like 180 or something like that, and they still got I think a player to go, and it's like, man, you can't. What can you do? The only thing you can do is say, how am I doing in terms of total points? If you're in the middle of the pack or higher, but you've got one of the worst records, it's not your fault. Yeah, the data tells you it's not your fault. You played some pretty aggressively high-scoring teams at the wrong time. That's why you're struggling. If you guys could hit the thumbs up on your way in the door, it helps the channel so much. I can't even describe how much of a help it is. I'm hitting Spotify video. Every podcast on Spotify going forward, starting Tuesday, maybe tomorrow, but starting Tuesday will be a video show. A video optional show. You can listen to it as well. It turns into an audio pod if you lock your phone. It's amazing technology at Spotify. It's audio pods and video pod, your choice of what you want to consume. But every single video or every single podcast on Spotify moving forward will be a video show. And I'm creating a specific Spotify only show. It's not taking away from YouTube or anything. We're doing everything we normally do over here. Live streams, everything. Live stream schedule. Nothing changes at YouTube, but I'm adding an additional show on Spotify called the Fantasy Football Show on Spotify. Creative name, eh? And it's going to be phenomenal. You don't want to miss it. Jordan, sorry, pal. And I thank you for the super chat. I feel bad for you. I feel bad for everybody that is lost and had a huge week. We had a lot of bounce back guys. Honestly, the beginning of the year has been rough for pretty much everyone I know. Every league I have is struggling in some way, shape, or form, whether it's been McCaffrey going down, whether it's been Zeke Elliott starting off a little bit slow and now tearing it up, whether it's been A.J. Brown getting hurt, whether it's been Ridley slow starting, then not playing, then going on a bye, whether it's been Hopkins slowing down lately. I will tell you, walking into the buy low, sell high video for tomorrow, may drop tonight, probably tomorrow, I will say that Diggs and Hopkins will be two of my top 5 go-gets walking into week 6. Just like Antonio Brown was, man, I started pumping out the Antonio Brown content for the last two and a half days, especially on Instagram. And I just had a feeling this guy was going to go bonkers. And so I did a video. Who is the Robert Woods, the Bobby Trees, the Roberto Trees that's still left out there? A lot of people misjudge Bobby Trees. A lot of people put Bobby Trees on the bench heading into week number 5 on Thursday night, which was a huge mistake. And we talked about it being a mistake. We're like, Bobby Trees is getting no respect. We talked about him a lot. We talked about how he should be in lineups. He should be given a chance. That no, him and Cup wouldn't necessarily swap places, but we've seen it before where Bobby Trees and Cup don't necessarily shine at the same time. And while Cup has got a special place in Matthew Stafford's heart and on his speed dial, and he eats lunch over there, he's got his own room at probably. I'm kind of speculating and completely making up stuff, but I'm pretty sure he's got his own key to Matthew Stafford's house and his own spare bedroom, kind of like Antonio Brown's got going on with Tom Brady. And I firmly believe that that's going to continue. The relationship is special as can be between these two, Stafford and Cup. But we knew Woods would gain a kung fu grip on a lot of that target share eventually, and it was going to probably happen this week. Now, walking into week 5, it's all about AB. Who's the next guy to be the guy you disown or you overlook, you put on your bench for some scrub? Antonio Brown. I screamed it from the rooftops as loud as I could. Antonio Brown dropped massive amounts of points all over the field in week 5. And buy low window closed on AB. And rightly so. Rightly so. Because AB, you were warned. AB's dropping loads all over. Brady will potentially rotate between those guys. It's going to happen. He's going to have bad games. And guess who has bad games too? Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill has bad games. Everybody has bad games. Not worried about it. Not worried about it. AB looked phenomenal. AB looked fast. AB looked elusive. And who are the 2 most injury-prone wide receivers that come to mind? I don't know. Godwin and Evans come to mind for me. AB's going to be looking at some high-end wide receiver start plays coming up. Right now, he's a wide receiver 2. Okay, don't be getting crazy. I love him. I've been touting him all week. But he is a wide receiver 2 that can play like a wide receiver 1. But the day that Godwin or Evans is out, and don't be shocked, I'm going to predict it now. Very good shot that both of them miss the same game, because that's happened before. Wouldn't shock me at all if we're looking at a week where Evans and Godwin miss a week together. I beat the number 1 team. Let's see, Saquon. What's up, Saquon? Thank you, Rock Out. I played the 4-0 team this week, won by 70. Now I'm 3-2. Rock Out, appreciate the super chat, man. Darn glad to have you here. Mr. Punch, put up 184 with Kyler, only putting up 14 to go. Or putting up 14, go figure. That's impressive. Imagine if Kyler dropped like a 30 or 40 point game, bro. James Devlin, let me guess, you need extreme help? Yes, he does. Exact word that I was looking for. Extreme help. Extreme help. James needs extreme help. Scott, New York without everybody. What? New York Giants. What are you saying? What are you saying, bro? Mr. Punch. Tyler wants to know Mr. Punch super chats this question. Tyler wants to know Woods AB for Ridley and Emmanuel Sanders. Emmanuel Sanders. Woods and AB for me. And that's tough to say. But Ridley, I don't know what's going on. I'm buying Ridley low, though. I'm going to tell you right now. Diggs, Hopkins, Ridley, I am buying low. But Ridley, you're buying low. You're not buying them medium rare or high. You're buying them low or you're not buying them. You know, you're buying them low. That's all I'm going to say. This is buying AB at a decent price, Woods at a decent price. I'm not opposed to Ridley and Emmanuel Sanders, but I just feel like AB and Woods probably are safer. I could go either way. You could convince me. You called the AB. Thank you, Saquon. Allen does love him some Sanders. Yeah, that's why I could be twisted. Buyer could be twisted, but with Ridley not knowing Ridley's situation, Woods and AB feel safer, and AB feels pretty darn good right now. I like it. Thank you, Saquon. Pull Josh Gordon. I mean, I guess for what though? Like I don't know. What did Gordon even? Let me pull up the game today. Be honest, I don't even know if he took a snap. Where's Gordon's? 1 catch, 1 target, 11 yards. I must have went to the bathroom because I missed it. I didn't even see it. I didn't even know if he had a catch. Knox over Kittle rest of the season. You gotta take that approach right now. Unfortunately, Kittle's hurt. I want to say Kittle, but Knox is playing out of his mind, and he's not hurt. Now coming out of the bye week, everybody's got to have a bye. So you could look at it like, okay, Knox is going to have a bye. Kittle's got his bye now, and he can get healthy for a week. So maybe Kittle, if you're trading for Kittle now over Knox, you're not even missing a game. I'm okay with Kittle over Knox if you want to go that route, but I'm just saying that at some point you got to turn that switch and go, okay, this is a pattern. This is what we're looking at, and I don't think it's crazy to go in either direction, which means I don't think it's crazy to like Knox. I probably want Knox's value right now. Do I sell high on Eckler? He is the running back 2 in fantasy right now. Thank you for screaming that at me, James, and I'm going to tell you, bro, if you need extreme help, you need to give me extreme details because I sure. Are you losing? Do you need to make a trade? Are you 5-0? Are you 4-1? Like I don't know what's going on with you. I'm going to assume, James, that you're 2-3 or whatever. You need to make a trade, and so for that reason, I would say I would sell high if you needed to, as long as you're getting something really solid. But what are you getting? Are you getting a Diggs and a player that you believe in at the running back position that could help you? Clyde's now hurt. You can't make him a target. Gibson's doing okay, but we're worried about him, and I'm going to talk about him on the sell high, buy low video for tomorrow. Is he going to be both again? Will he be only a sell? Will he be only a buy? You'll find out tomorrow. But they're not a lot of buy lows right now. People are bouncing back, and even players that maybe did bad this week have done well enough all year that no one's going to sell low. We can certainly try. I'll give you as many names as I can, but right now it's going to be Hopkins, Diggs, Ridley will be 3 of the top options you'll hear me talk about. I'll get into running backs, quarterbacks, tight ends tomorrow. I won't give all the special sauce out before we cook the meal, which will be tomorrow. Geno Smith, he likes DK. I know that much, and I'm fine with that. Would you trade Deontay Johnson for Hopkins in a heartbeat? Give me Hopkins all day long. I get it. I get the appeal of either one. I understand. Juju banged up. Deontay could ball out. I worry about Hopkins. The offense spreads the ball around. I'm worried about Kyler. I'm not worried about Kyler. I'm not worried about Hopkins. I'm not worried about Kyler. The Cardinals are the best team in football right now. And they have proven to move the football down the field and be one of the most potent offenses in the NFL. Not worried about it. Not worried about it one single bit. This is a genius move. I don't know why I can't get Hopkins using Deontay Johnson, to be honest with you, Rockout. I'm jealous of you right now. I appreciate your super chat. I'm jealous that you can actually pull off a deal like that. Actually, I did do a deal very similar to that. I forget who I gave up. It was somebody like maybe a touch higher than Deontay, but I got Hopkins. So I was excited about that. And thank you, Mr. Punch, again for super chatting on behalf of Tyler. Tyler, hopefully I answered your question and helped you. What was the question? AB Woods, yeah. And again, Tyler, I go back and forth on that. I don't know. I want to say Ridley and Emmanuel Sanders, but if you need a win, you can't, even though your players will also be on buys. That'll happen with Woods and AB. But right now, if you've got 2 wins or 1 or worse, maybe you can't take that buy right now. So a lot of that is whether you do a deal or not, it's very dependent on that. Drop Allen Robinson. I don't think I'd drop him. I feel like there's no way in my leagues Allen Robinson wouldn't at least be my worst bench wide receiver. Hoping that he comes back. I don't see how he could be dropped. If you've got 4 bench spots, then of course we're talking about a whole different thing. But I don't play in leagues with 4 bench spots. So for me, I'm going to pick him up if I see him hit waivers. I'm not excited. I'm not expecting anything right now, but I'm certainly not going to leave him on waivers for somebody else if things turn around for him. Should I trade Jamar Chase for Gibson and Schultz? You lost Clyde. No, I probably wouldn't, man. I'm not trading Jamar Chase right now. Dude's getting fed. Full course meals on the regular. There's no way I'm trading this man. Trade Thielen for Saquon. Trade Thielen for Saquon. If you need a running back and you can weather through not having anybody for 1, 2, 3, I would plan on not having Saquon for 3 or 4 weeks if you're doing this trade. And if you can afford to get rid of Thielen, like you got an AB on your bench, of course, do it and hope. Do it and turn Barkley into more. But if you're hurting in your lineup for 3 weeks, then and you're not going to win games and you're not going to make the playoffs, then what's the point? Trade AB and Patterson for CD. I would. I'm telling you right now. I didn't want to say it now. You're ruining the surprise, Peterson. But CD Lamb will be talked about tomorrow. Let's just put it that way. I know I talk about CD Lamb. It's no surprise. I talk about CD Lamb every week. But CD Lamb will be talked about tomorrow with passion, with excitement. So get ready for that CD Lamb conversation to be had, because it's going to be had, and I'm going to bring the thunder on it. So go get CD Lamb in preparation for my video. Pittman Jr. got dropped. Should I snag him off the waiver wire? Thank you for the question, Johnny. It depends on who you're cutting. In general, I imagine he being my worst wide receiver. I think he could fit that role. So if you've got some scrub that's doing absolutely nothing, Pittman's a good grab, a good hold, a good bye week wide receiver, a decent wide receiver 3 in a big league. I grab him. I can't see myself not grabbing him unless I'm in a very, very small league. So yeah, I think it's a good move. I just don't know who to recommend that you drop. And maybe you say, hey, here's my league, and then I'm like, whoa, you're not dropping one of those guys for Pittman. I like Pittman, but that's why he's available. You're in a very weird small league, pal. Like, I could see that happening. So take my advice with not a grain of salt, but like some caution. Smitty told you my team on IG. Thanks for responding. I sent the Carson AJ Brown for D-Hop. Never got a response, but with Najee, Hunt, Carson, Mixon, and Marvin Jones, AJ Brown, Jacoby Myers, and Hollywood Brown, anyone to buy. Let's see, Ward. I don't know if you can sell Carson anymore. He's been on my sell high list for weeks straight, and he's hurt. No one's going to probably buy him. You kind of got to wait till he comes back. I like D-Hop. You can't sell AJ Brown injured and then playing badly. D-Hop, you can't sell high anyway. Najee. Oh, Hopkins you don't have yet. Najee Harris, I'm not selling. He's just too good. Hunt, I'm not selling because you're not going to get enough. Mixon, I'd sell. He played. I'd try and package Mixon and Hollywood, especially if he has another big game. He could be very inconsistent. I like Hollywood. I'm not selling him low by any means. But I would probably trade Hollywood and Mixon for like one better player. Buy low on Aaron Jones. Buy low on potentially Diggs. You know, like Carson and you could maybe sell Carson and Marvin Jones for Diggs. Try it. Try and get Diggs. Try and get a lot of the guys I'm going to talk about tomorrow on the buy low, sell high. So get ready for that. Mr. Punch dropping the super chats like a maniac tonight. Okay, Smitty, any suggestions? 12-team, half PPR, super flex. Kyler, love it. DK, AJ Brown, Najee, Mike Davis, we could maybe toy around with trading him. Hawkinson, maybe we trade him. Damian Harris, maybe we trade him. Although I think you're the one that liked him. AB, love it. Jameis or Tua, last spot could be Dillon, Beasley, Hines, Mooney, Madison, Collins, Landry if healthy. Last spot could be. So you're saying those guys are available. I would rank them in order of, let's assume Madison goes back to the bench. I would rank them in order of Dillon, Madison, or Madison, Dillon. It depends on the wind. If it's blowing one way or the other. Mooney probably is my next favorite. But honestly, it comes down to Madison getting in the lineup or Dillon getting in the lineup earlier. We don't know which is going to be which. We just don't. 208 of you in here. Please hit the thumbs up on your way in the door. It helps the channel more than you know. You guys hitting the thumbs up is going to help drive people to the channel. And without that, we can't grow. We can't do bigger and better things and expand like we are. We expand all the time. I can create more content. The better the channel does, the more, I promise you. If you take anything from today's show, take this. You hitting the like button, you commenting after the video is done, the live stream is over, or if I post a video, that's not live, you commenting and hitting the like button does more for the amount of videos you're going to eventually get than you realize. Don't leave it up to somebody else and say, "Oh, well, I'll let somebody else hit the like button." It helps me so much. I can't describe how much it helps me. So please continue to punch the thumbs up and help your boy Smitty out, because it is extremely helpful for me in the channel. Where was I going with that? I was going to say week 6 waiver wire. Okay, let me hit that. Doing some housekeeping. Sorry about that. Let's look at the news, see if there's anything popping up right now from week 5. Just some updates from the game. Joe Mixon. Let me look at Joe Mixon, see if there's any updates on Joe Mixon. It looks like Joe Mixon ran the ball 10 times for 33 yards. He did get the touchdown that salvaged his day. I don't think he came away. He was struggling with injury for sure. Like, he did not look healthy. But I don't think he came away any worse for the wear, which is good. Burrow is being searched a ton in the news. Throat contusion, taken to a local hospital following the game. My guess is he'll be okay, but we are speculating there. But he was taken to the hospital. Kind of concerning, so stay on top of that. Burrow was the most searched player tonight on news wires. Mixon, the second most searched player. Samaje Perine, because people were worried about, will Mixon play, will Perine play, so they've been searching those guys up like crazy. Jamar Chase, the number one searched wide receiver after that. Because people want to know what's going on with him. Everyone just wants to look at his picture. Look at his stat line. Look at the news. 6 out of 10 targets, 159 and 1 TD. Would have had another one too. This guy, there are about 3 TDs I think on the year that he could have had. He has 5 TDs in 5 weeks. I think he would have 8 if everything went right. He has 2 100-yard games. Probably would add 2 more 100-yard games. I know you can't play woulda, shoulda, coulda. A lot of guys had touchdowns that they could have had. But just watching this guy, I don't know what to expect moving forward. I kind of feel like he's a top 5 to 10 wide receiver. I was doing my rankings for week 6 on, my rest of season rankings on sleeperu.com, which you can go to by going to sleeper.com. That's where all my rankings and bold predictions are. And I was doing my go forward rankings for week 6 on. If you're drafting today, and we could go to the marker board here and actually do the rankings. Let's do that. Let's go to the marker board here and let's go over Mr. Punch. Should I even answer your question? Half PPR. I like your team. Yeah, I did. I give you a couple trade suggestions. Mike Davis and Mike Davis. So I pick up those players in that order that I said, and if I missed what you were saying, Mr. Punch, let me know. Guys on my bench, my last spot is a toss-up. Oh, okay, I got you. Those are the guys on my bench, he said. Well, you got a darn good team, pal. The only trade ideas I have are, can you get rid of Mike Davis and A.J. Brown for like a Tyreek Hill or a Hopkins or a Diggs? I'd maybe do that. I'd maybe get out of A.J. Brown and the worries we have. That's my advice for you, Mr. Punch. Get out of the A.J. Brown situation. Get out of the A.J. Brown situation by getting into a Diggs or a Hopkins type of player. Who are your wide receivers? DK, okay. Yeah, Hopkins or Diggs using Mike Davis. He scored a touchdown. You might be able to get rid of him. Use Damian Harris. I know you like him. Maybe you hold on to Damian if you really, really like him. Go to the Aaron Jones owner. See if you can get either Aaron Jones by giving up. God, who did you give up for Aaron Jones? A.J. Brown and Mike Davis. A.J. Brown and Hawkinson. Go to the Cook owner. Try and give Madison. I'd toy around with ideas specifically aimed at the Cook owner and the Aaron Jones owner. I would entertain trading A.J. Brown and like a Hawkinson or whatever. Don't get rid of Najee. Don't get rid of Kyler. Don't get rid of DK. I would toy around with ideas of getting Cook or Aaron Jones or sending the backup to them to upgrade into a Hopkins or a Diggs using A.J. Brown. That's what I'd do with your team, pal. Okay, let's go to the marker board and let's do some rankings for week 6 or week 6 on. Where is my... Okay. Week 6 on. Punch the like button if you're just joining. I appreciate it. It helps the channel tremendously by you punching that like button. Okay. So, wide receivers. Why is that not upside? Why is that upside down? Wide receivers. Rest of season rankings. Shake weight, shake weight. And everyone says that these pens aren't garbage, Smitty. They're not. These pens have been amazing. They're liquid chalk. You just gotta like prime them. They're actually really, really good. So rest of season rankings for week 5 on. These are the bye weeks. I'm going to put those in the corner here. CH was crying in the locker room. His season is 1,000% done, says Peach. Let's hope not. But why is he walking? Why is he walking? Zinski has a super chat. Russ out 6-point TDs. Who am I getting? Danny Dimes stacked with Tony, Big Ben, stacked with Claypool, Burrow, or Sam Darnold with Robbie. Go Burrow, bro. Burrow. I mean, he's got the throat contusion, but Burrow is the easy call. Burrow is the easy call, pal. Absolutely easy call. All right, let's go with the wide receivers. Adams number 1, Hill number 1. You could make an argument for either one. What's funny is that we would have had Hill ranked number 1 by a mile walking out of last week after that 3 TD game, right? And so now we gotta take into account that Adams just blew up for a monster game. So let's put Adams 1. I think he can be more consistent. Then we're gonna put Tyreek Hill number 2. Very, very easy call for me. Then after that, you have Cooper Kupp. You've got Justin Jefferson. For me, I'm going to put Justin Jefferson. I can understand why someone might want Kupp there. I'm not mad at that. But I love Justin Jefferson. Is Cooper Kupp next? Is it DeAndre Hopkins? Is it Diggs? Some might even say Chase. Drop who you like next. Debo, no. Jalen, I mean, I like Debo, but he's not even close to that spot. 191 in here. Please hit the thumbs up. It helps the channel a ton. Thank you, Blackbeard. I'm going to go with Kupp here for now. I do worry that he's going to drop off a little bit, but Kupp, Mike Williams, some say Mike Williams. I feel like Mike Williams. The weird thing about Mike Williams, a lot of you, not you specifically, but the people behind you, okay? Let's put it that way. A lot of people out there literally had Mike Williams in, hey, Smitty, should I start Christian Kirk or Mike Williams? Hey, Smitty, let me give you some of the names I saw over and over. Not one person, a lot of people. Smitty, should I bench Mike Williams for Devontae Smith this week, who I like? Or Laviska Shenault, I got that one a ton. Or Kenny Galladay, or Corey Davis, or Julio Jones, or Brandon Ayuk, or Jacoby Myers, or Allen Robinson, or Adam Thielen, who, I understand if someone would like Thielen one week, but you can't come to me one week, like a huge amount of people, and say, I'm giving up on Mike Williams after 1 week 4 outing. He did amazing weeks 1 through 3. He's fantastic. He's a top 5 wide receiver. Week 4, he doesn't do anything. And now he's not even in anybody's top 15 rankings for wide receivers. Now he does what he did again. He's back in the top 5. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm going to go Hopkins. At number 6, it's going to upset you Mike Williams owners, but I'm not putting Mike Williams here yet. I'm going to go Diggs, and I'm going to talk about it why on the show tomorrow. There's a few of you that like that, actually. You're putting Diggs in there, so I like seeing that. I'm not super reactive to what's happened through 5 weeks. Diggs is good enough to me. Diggs doesn't feel... What is Diggs' final line tonight? Did he catch a pass there at the end or something? I want to make sure I'm speaking facts here. Diggs pulled in exactly 2 for 69 yards. No touchdowns. Not a huge week. It wasn't non-existent, but he's not doing normal Diggs type things. Kyler Murray for Diggs, depends who your quarterback would be, Hector. Depends who your quarterback would be. I like Diggs here. I'm fine with that. Now, I would entertain Mike Williams right around this range. I probably put Jamar. Do I put Jamar Chase right here? I think I do. I'm doing it. He's got a very special bond with this man, Joey B. Him and Joey B, they've known each other for a long time. They've got rapport that goes back to college. You guys know the thing. You guys know the thing. You know the thing, the deal. You know the deal with the guy. Those two guys played college football together. They aren't learning each other's ins and outs, or, hey, what's he like? What's he dislike? What kind of flowers do I bring him and put in his locker right before game time? No, these guys know each other. They know each other like the back of each other's hands. And you know what's going to continue to happen? Magic is going to continue to happen. And Jamar Chase for me at number 7. Now I know, where's Mike Williams, Smitty? Where's Mike Williams? Look, I love Mike Williams. We're doing rest of season, week. Liquid markers are kind of a mess sometimes. Week 6 on, okay? You don't get the points that just happened. This is week 6 on. I know some of you disagree with this, but I'm doing it. I'm going Lamb. At number 9, I'm going DK Metcalf. At number 10, this is where I start saying, is it McLaurin? Is it Mike Williams? Is it Keenan Allen? Can you guys even see that? You guys can't even see that. Hold on. I'm going Diggs. I'm going Chase. I'm going Lamb. I'm going DK. Keenan Allen. These guys are all really close for me. I don't know that I'm necessarily drawing a conclusion on my number 10. It could be McLaurin. It could be Mike Williams. It could be Keenan Allen. I'm kind of torn. DJ Moore. DJ Moore. Put more in here. He's in the mix for sure. DJ Moore. Waiting for Smitty's response. Tabrin, where's your question? Question from Zinski. Why are you so low on Tony? The man balled out. You mean right here? On my waiver wire? I mean, I like Tony. You could put him anywhere in this range, but he might be looking at a suspension. So, I'm not saying 1 week is the biggest deal, but I like Tony a lot. He balled out. He looks very elusive, very good. But he could be looking at a suspension. So, it kind of depends on what you need, You know what I'm saying, broski? Let me put myself in the corner here. Zinski. I appreciate you, Zinski, and I wouldn't be opposed to you putting them like right here, pal. I wouldn't be opposed to this. Let's do this. Let's make you feel a little bit better. And we'll put it like I could totally get behind that. I could get behind this. I'm fine with this too. This is kind of all over the map. I'm not opposed to any of that. Lucas is shaking his head on the Lamb ranking. The crazy part, Lucas, is I don't know if you're shaking your head because it's too low or because I have him too high. Lamb's gonna ball. Michael says, oh boy. I don't think there's any other super chats that are pending. Oh yeah, there are. KG Money. I'm sorry, bro. That one just kind of popped up there. Let me scroll. Mr. Punch. I got Zinski's other one. Zinski, I would go with Joey B, like I said. Appreciate you, Zinski. Johnny's got a super chat. Thanks again, Zinski. Mike Williams got to be top 10. He's currently number 2. We're not worried about what's happened, though, Johnny. And it's just about moving forward. I understand your thinking, and I don't blame you for wanting him in the top 10. But it literally 1 week ago, people had him way outside their top 10 after one bad week. But I do understand, and I support whatever you decide. I support your boldness, pal. If you want to put him in your top 5 or top 6, do it. I Smitty approve it. Just because I don't love it doesn't mean that you can't do it, or that you shouldn't do it, or that you won't be right, my friend. And I appreciate your super chat. Rodgers, Chubb, Fournette, Adams, Ridley, Waddle, Gesicki, Melvin Gordon, Javonte, Ruggs, Michael Thomas, Osborne, Fields. Any trades I should make? You could try and sell Rodgers high and buy a struggling quarterback that has good promise. You could get let's say you had Trey Lance on your bench and you wanted to get risky. Like the problem is with Trey Lance is Jimmy G could start next week, so he's probably not a good example. Let's say you had, I don't know, you had somebody on your bench like Burrow. You had 2 quarterbacks, or Jalen Hurts, or you can get Jalen Hurts in a trade. I wouldn't be opposed to trading A-Rod high. Ridley, you can't sell low. No one's going to buy him. Mike Thomas, no one's going to buy yet. You're kind of stuck in a box. You either trade A-Rod, or Adams and try and get multiple players, or Chubb. Those are the only 3 players you can sell high. I would sell Chubb for like Aaron Jones and like a dig upgrade from like Waddle. Like, you know what I mean? A Diggs upgrade to Waddle, like something like that. Like try and downgrade quote unquote Chubb into a struggling Aaron Jones, someone like that in their mind. He's struggling. JT, if he, whatever, that type of running back that's right there on the borderline of that round 1, round 2 turn, like potentially there in value. If you're drafting today, a running back like that with a Diggs and then you give a Waddle, people will do that for Chubb right now. People will do that for Adams right now. Just make sure it's a super good sell high. Don't be messing around. Thanks again, Johnny. Don't be messing around. Here's another one. Nathan, 3-2, 0.5 PPR. Kyler, Zeke, Clyde. Clyde sucks, man. Javonte, you need Javonte and Gainwell to step up to help fill that void from Clyde. You got Ridley, Thielen, Sutton's doing good. Any trade ideas? Probably your only move is when Kyler has another big game, you potentially back into a smaller quarterback and get a guy like Diggs that's struggling right now. You could try that now. Try and get, a quarterback. You have to get a decent one. You need to get more than Diggs for Kyler because the trade value commands it. Zeke Elliott, you could try and sell high. Maybe you get into a JT and a Diggs and you give up a Sutton or something like that, or an Emmanuel Sanders. Like, that's the kind of trade I would look to do if I'm you. And I appreciate that super chat. iSong with a super chat. 3 and 2. Allen, Hunt, Patterson, Lamb, Adams, JJ, Chenault. Very good team. Bench. What moves can be made? Traded Diggs for Lamb and Patterson, and traded Sermon earlier in the week. I like this team. Adams, Justin Jefferson, Lamb. I'm not breaking that up. Josh Allen, I'm not breaking that up. I love Hunt. Trade Patterson and Mike Davis, or Patterson and Hubbard to the McCaffrey owner for something. Trade Patterson and Chenault, or Patterson and Mike Davis is the only thing I can think of for a slightly better player, but I don't think you make a move. You've got a really good team. You're 3 and 2. You don't have a horrible record. You're definitely in the mix for the playoffs. So if I were you, I would just kind of stand down, man. Don't divide up those wide receivers. Don't trade. I trying to upgrade. You could trade Hunt and Patterson for one better running back and then roll with Javonte and roll the dice that he gets in there soon. He's good enough to maybe be a running back 2 for your team. You get 10, 11 points until he breaks out, or you put Mike Davis in and hope for the best. But you might be able to trade Hunt and Patterson for one better running back. Maybe JT, maybe somehow you get into an Aaron Jones. I feel like Aaron Jones would be a good buy low this week. What was his line? What did he finish with, Aaron Jones? I think the reason people are freaking out about Aaron Jones, which is weird to me, is because Dylan got so much work. Aaron Jones still got over 100 yards. But I think it's the fact that he only had the 4 catches for 6 yards. It felt like he barely got over 100 yards, but he had 7.4 yards per carry. But people are so concerned about A.J. Dillon getting 8 carries to his 14, getting 30 yards on the ground, and then 4 catches for 49 yards and getting the touchdown. People are weird. Like, he had 103 yards. I don't know what the problem is, but I do know I'm getting enough Aaron Jones questions, people probing at me. Hey, Smitty, what do I do with Aaron Jones? You know the drill. You know the deal. You know the guy. Hey, Smitty, what do we do with Aaron Jones? He got 100 yards. What do we do? Sell him? Apparently, everyone's getting rid of this guy. So I think you could probably go make a buy low stab at him, pal. Thank you, iSong. Appreciate you. Let me know if you have any other follow-up questions. Nathan, thank you for your question. Again, I think your team looks pretty solid, but it's just hit with injury. I mean, really, that hurts, man. That hurts bad. Clyde, that hurts. Like, you can't avoid that. You probably will have to divide up Zeke or Kyler to compete, though. I hate to say it, but that's why you're asking me, right? You're not having me try and sugarcoat it. That is probably what you're looking like you're going to need to do. Plain and simple, man. There's just not a lot of other options for you. I don't like that square look. Let's move it like that. There we go. Okay. Thank you, Johnny, for the super chat. Zinski, appreciate you, pal. I don't know if you responded. Nobody is worried about Jones. Bro, see my HeySmitty.com text. What do we do with Aaron Jones? What's Dylan getting all those carries for? Did something happen to Aaron Jones? I'm getting tons of messages on it. I'm telling you, I've got the best temperature in fantasy football in the industry for what players are on the fence for people, because I have not many people have I don't think anybody else has a text line. My HeySmitty.com text line, which you can get right here, by the way. HeySmitty.com. My text line is so valuable. The information's crazy. I'm thinking about creating a tool that talks about the most potentially offered up players through my HeySmitty.com text line. The information I get through it is so valuable because I know who people are freaking out about. I hear message after message about Lamb over and over still. I mean, people freaking out about this Lamb ranking right here. You know, so the sell high value of Mike Williams right now is crazy because Mike Williams, everyone thinks needs to be here. So if you trade him for a Hopkins, you trade Mike Williams for a Lamb, you can get another player, a really solid player. All day long, I would trade Mike Will for Lamb and an upgrade somewhere at another position. Whether it be a doubted Gibson. You can't even read that. I'm running out of room. A doubted Gibson. Let's go to the other. Let's go to the other marker board. I don't know if I want to switch the mic over. Is the other mic even hooked up? It's not hooked up, but I can hook it up. That's not a big deal. That's not a big deal. I can hook it up for you guys. Is that the printer? That's the printer. This is the other mic. Plug it in. We're doing it live. Okay, here we go. Switching to the other mic. Okay. This is the ad drop list we were going over on the YouTube exclusive call. If you guys are interested in that, you just got to go over to my main YouTube page. You're there right now. Click on the main YouTube page. Click on the blue button. It says join now. And you can be a part of the 2 video calls we do every single Sunday. And we cook this up on the video call. These are some buy low guys we'll be talking about in the video tomorrow. These are the ads we're going over. Alexander Madison, make sure he's not available. Mike Thomas, make sure he's not available. Tony Pollard, Dalton Schultz, A.J. Dillon, Dawson Knox, make sure they're not available. Miles Gaskin. These are just some guys we were tossing up. Not necessarily in any particular order, even though we had an order list going there. But what was I talking about here? Trade Mike Williams. Trade Mike Williams. Sell high. Let's do this. Ready to sell high on this man. Okay, so Mike Williams. If you're trading Mike Williams away, you're going to want to find a target player that is you see right here, you can. Okay, so target players would be Lamb, Diggs, Kyler, JT. We'll find out if he's still going to be a buy low. Those are target players, in my opinion. Computer studio off. Get rid of that glare. Is that better? It's kind of better. These are target players for Mike Williams. You're going to get more. Mike Williams has more value than some of these bad boys. Thank you, Henry. Appreciate you. You guys hear me okay? I think you can. The levels look okay. It's a little reverbed out. Is it too loud when I'm over by the marker board? I'll lower the volume just a smidge. Is that too loud? Is that like maxing out or no? So let's put Lamb in here. Now, after you do this, this is a downgrade to everybody else. Mike Williams apparently needs to be in the top 5. People are laughing, even in my own live stream right now. You shaking my head, Lamb at number 8. Can't believe you got Lamb at number 8. I really think you can get, like, let's say you have a Gibson on your team. This is your team here. Let's say you got a Gibson and you're scared about Gibson. You could probably give away like a Cooks, Gibson, and Mike Williams and get a Lamb and Aaron Jones. Or let's say this was C. Patterson And if that's not going to work, if that's too tall of an order, you could probably get rid of. You could probably get a JT and give up. Let's say, I don't know if Gibson's someone you'd want to give up in that situation, but there's got to be a running back on your team. Guys, throw out a couple names that make sense for this. I'm curious to know what you guys think. Hit the like button. Appreciate you. Let me look at my rankings list right here and try and find a running back that makes sense for this. Like, I've seen this before. Monty's out for, who knows how many more weeks. I've seen this before where people trade Monty, Mike Williams, they get like a Lamb and JT. Or if Lamb's not your target, and let's say you don't like Lamb, you go get Diggs and JT. And maybe JT won't be able to be bought low later. Tough to say. I'm just throwing some ideas out. Let's say you were to get Diggs and Hunt for Mike Williams and let's say, Chase Edmonds. You could do something like that. Or let's use Kyler Murray as an example. You trade away Mike Williams and let's say you lost Russell Wilson. You're trading away Mike Williams and you're going to get Kyler. And let's say this person had another quarterback. They're fine with it. You get Kyler, you give up Mike Williams, and let's say you get you could have this week got an AB. That's why I talked about AB so much for like about 48 hours, is because this is the kind of deal you're trying to do this week with a player that equals an AB, like a Woods or an AB, somebody that people are totally disrespecting. AB could have been had. You could have, if Mike Williams had this week last week, and AB, you didn't have AB blow up this week, you could have got this deal. But now that AB's blown up, we got to find out who's another player, running back or wide receiver, that makes a lot of sense. Who could have made sense if he had not blown up this week? Pitts. You could have done something like that as well. This week I'm thinking Godwin. I mean, the whole goal when you're trading here is that kind of arguable? No, I mean, yes and no. Of course you draft Mike Williams way above where you're drafting Godwin. But could you argue it? Could you come up with an argument that Godwin could outscore him? Yeah, you could. I'm not saying it's a likely argument. It's an argument. And you're getting Kyler. That's how you trade Mike Williams. Or in the case of trading, let's just say you're going to trade someone you totally believe in. Okay? So we totally believe in this player. We're not thinking they're going to drop off at all, but you have to make a trade because you're struggling really bad. Let's say you have D. Adams. We'll just put Adams. We don't need to put the D. You have Adams. You're going to trade Adams away. You're struggling. You need to make a trade. Let's say we're going after Lamb or DK. Even though DK did well, people are scared of Geno Smith right now. DK Metcalf for Adams. Is this arguable? It's arguable. It's not likely. Adams will probably crush DK on the year, but it's a shot in the dark argument that makes you feel comfortable with. If this player fails, that you're gonna get in addition, you still have a shot to make the trade viable. Okay, so that's the whole goal for the 1 for 2. Who else are you getting here? What player can we add? Kareem Hunt was another good example. This right here would be a potential deal if you were in extreme need at running back. Although I'd like for you to shoot higher than Hunt if you can. Swift, he had a decent game for sure, but his owners, I can tell you right now through my HeySmitty.com text line, because again, I have a good temperature of what everyone's freaking out about because I get massive amounts of messages about players over and over. You could Swifts. You could 2 of them. Swift and DK for Adams. That's a good move. Swift and Ridley even. You know, like, think about it. If you're 2-3 or especially 3-2 or better, it's hard to wait on him, but he is only going on a bye. Okay? He's going to have a bye. He's going to have a bye. Right now, he missed a week and had a bye, but you're only going to acquire him during his bye week, which everyone else is going to have. He's probably coming back. Believe it or not, you may be freaking out about Ridley, but the targets were there. The volume was actually there. Ridley was actually doing good in terms of targets and volume. He wasn't converting. I don't really believe it's all his fault. We don't really know what's going on with him right now, but I'm willing to bank that this right here is arguable when he's back. Not likely. Again, you draft him way over Ridley, but this is arguable enough, and so is this, all on its own. Swift and Adams are arguable. You know, like if this happened, you'd want to veto the trade, but you could make sense of it. You're getting two players that individually can compete at least to be as good as this player. That's how you crush a trade, when you've got to divide one guy into two. Computer Studio One. Okay. Switch back to the Mike. Smitty, I picked up Tony in my league last week and started him. Nice job. Nice job. Ethan with a super chat. Let me just read some of these comments here. Mark with a super chat. And iSong, I got your super chat. I believe I answered that one sermon earlier. Yep, I think I'm caught up. Nathan, thank you again for your super chat. Mark's super chat is as follows. Running back heavy with Zeke, Kamara, Chubb, Zach Moss, Diggs, Higgins, Thielen, Godwin, Waller, Pitts. Can I get D Adams for Diggs and Moss? You could try. I don't think you probably get that. Diggs didn't have a blow-up game. Adams went bonkers, bro. If there's one thing I know, is people don't trade players that go crazy like Adams did very easily. You're not going to probably find a lot of people trading him, period, let alone for something that is going to be to work out to your advantage. So I'm going to say you're probably not going to land that. You're probably going to get laughed at, but that's okay. Try it. But I would certainly, go for it. Would I give Diggs and Thielen for Adams? I probably would consider it. Would I give Higgins up? For sure. Would I give, I don't know. Would I trade like a Chubb and Thielen for an Adams and JT or something? Like, get creative. What you're going to want to do if you want to get Adams now, which is not really advisable because you're buying high, you got to do a 2 for 2. I don't think a 2 for 1, you giving up 2 for his 1's going to work. You're not with the players you have right here. I don't see it happening. I don't think he's going to even do it for Thielen and Diggs. I just don't see it. I don't want you giving up Kamara. I don't think you should give up Chubb. I wouldn't be opposed to Chubb and Adams swapping, but then what? You're creating a running back need. Actually, you got Zeke. I mean, you could go Chubb for Adams if you really wanted Adams, maybe, because Chubb blew up too. I'd probably rather have Adams over Chubb if push came to shove. So that would be one move you could make. Ethan, appreciate your super chat, Ethan. Ethan said 3-2. Allen, Barkley, Najee, Jefferson. Sorry about the Barkley injury. Godwin, AB, nice work. Lamb, nice work. Debo, Henderson, Hawkinson, Fournette. Any suggestions? I would try and trade Debo, but you might have to wait for him to have another big week. Debo and Barkley for a safer player. I would do that in a heartbeat, but who's going to do that right now with Barkley? I mean, if some good news comes out tomorrow that he could be out maybe 1 to 3 weeks, that would be the best case scenario in my mind with my experience, my 19 years of looking at this stuff. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm guessing. There's a part of me that is speculating, doing educated guessing and using a lot of the knowledge I have from 19 years of looking at these injuries. And and seeing the players go down in this fashion, looking at the swelling, knowing what I know about injuries. I feel like I know a lot about knee and leg and ankle and foot injuries, but that swelling that fast is a bad thing. It's hard to imagine his ankle being good enough to play after, even 1 week of sitting out. But he's Barkley. He does heal quick, but he gets hurt all the time, and I don't want a player going out barely ready to come back while he's already been rushing an ACL return where he didn't have good value until week 4, when he finally had his big week. He barely was ready for that, and he's going to rush. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like him coming out rushing this when he's already, trying to make sure his knee's good to go. And I don't know, pal. But Debo and Darrell Henderson, maybe for a JT. Debo and Darrell Henderson for maybe a Diggs. Maybe Debo for, let's see, you don't have Lamb, right? Debo for Lamb, Henderson for Lamb. Go buy Lamb low. That's my advice for you, Ethan. Lamb might be the answer here. Clyde's injury looked worse than Saquon's. Here's where I don't know. Some people are saying he was crying, going to the lot. Why was he walking? If he's out for the year, if this ends up being an injury that takes Clyde out for the year, why was he walking to the locker room, let alone walking an extremely far distance on an injury, if it wasn't something that was a pain issue or a bone bruise, which you'd be okay walking on it as long as you aren't, driving the two, sides of the joint together, like if you had a bone bruise in the knee. And those are tricky. It's not like you can just play, it's not like it sounds. You get a bruise, I can play through the pain. Bone bruises could become much worse if they don't heal properly. But they can take 2 to 4 weeks to heal if it's like a pretty minor bone bruise. And so it could be a pain issue where he's able to walk on it. But I don't know why they didn't just drive him. Let's play it safe. We don't have the MRI results. We don't know exactly what's going on. Why make Clyde Edwards-Helaire walk what looked like a mile to get back to the lock, walking by himself? Maybe he didn't listen to the training staff. Maybe they tried to get him in a cart and he kept walking. I don't know. I would have said, stop, get on the cart, So I don't know, Big Bub. My early guess is that how could he be out for the year if he's walking literally it looked like a mile to the locker room? It was crazy. They showed him. They went to 3 different plays. The guy was still walking. He's walking gingerly and slow, but he's going down hallway after hallway. I don't understand. Going up different sets of stairs. It was insane. It was reckless. If he's out for the year or even close, and they made him do all that walking, or they didn't stop him and say, get on the darn cart, I don't understand. He should have been carried to the table in the locker room. Darnold, Cook, Robinson, Carter, Pollard, Madison, Hopkins, AB, Cooper, Amari Cooper, AJ Brown, Tony, Landry, Pitts, and any ideas? Darnold, Cook, J-Rob. Darnold's been a trap. I've been worried about Darnold. I'm not saying Darnold can't go back and forth and do well, but Darnold's value was really inflated walking into week 5. And I think people were getting a little too comfortable with where he was scoring. Cook, injured. It's such a, Madison's been a savior for you. Great job. Way to be an amazing drafter when you make sure you get Madison and Cook together. Absolutely phenomenal. J-Rob's playing great. I would consider selling J-Rob high, though. I really would. I'm a little uneasy about him. You could sell J-Rob. I wonder if you could sell J-Rob and AB or J-Rob and Tony and upgrade J-Rob into an Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones is a real good target right now. I love the idea of Cooper and J-Rob for Kamara. I don't know. Past that, you got a good team. I do maybe try and upgrade Cooper. Hopefully AJ Brown gets healthy. Hopefully Cook gets back on the field or Madison just keeps starting. You have one over the other. Maybe you upgrade Darnold into a struggling quarterback that I don't know where. I don't know the value of. We'll see what the value of Lamar is after this game. Kyler, you could buy low on. Probably not very easily. Mahomes, you could buy a little bit cheaper right now. Hurts, you could buy pretty low right now compared to where I think he really could score, but he's still at risk. Those would be some of some of the guys I'd target. Hit the thumbs up if you're in the... How many thumbs up do we have? Without our thumb up champions like Terry and Silver in here, I feel like sometimes the thumb up... Let's look. Let's see how many thumbs up we have. 96. Wow. Pretty good job. Without Terry being here, we're almost at 100. Punch it. Let's get to 100, please. Let's go well over 100 if you can. It does help the channel a ton. And I'm telling you right now, if you guys are asking questions, like, you know, I'm doing my best. I never try and ignore anybody. Some people will say, like, Smitty, you're ignoring me. I'm leaving. Like, I'm not trying. I'm trying to facilitate a show. If I read every comment and didn't rant a little bit and talk about what I think, and I just read comments, it would just be a Smitty reading comment show. I'm doing the best. As Mom yelled over and over the years when I'd pester her and ask Mom, is there a Santa Claus? Is there a Santa Claus? And I'll never forget, man, I asked her 8 times in a row. I was sitting on the chair like this in the kitchen, just going back. I mean, can you guys picture this? I'm sure you can. I'm on the chair. It was one of those wood, like, rotating chairs. Wouldn't rotate all the way around. And I just hit the chair where it would, like, stick. And I go, Mom, is there a Santa Claus? Mom, is there a Santa Claus? Is there a Santa Claus? Is there a Santa Claus? And she just, I forget what grade I was in. I want to say 4th or 5th grade. The woman just snapped. I've never seen someone snap like that in my life. And she just said, there's no effing Santa Claus, all right? You happy? You happy? And I'm just like, what do you think I'm happy? You think I'm happy? You think I'm happy? You think that's the answer I wanted? You think that's what little Smitty had hoped to hear that day? No, I was hoping that she'd be resilient and be able to push through the noise on the side and said, no, there is a Santa Claus, little Smitty, and don't worry about it. But no, she cracked under pressure like Shanahan trying to command that 49er offense. And man, what am I even talking about? Where am I going with this? Where am I going with this? You know that I follow. Mom? Mom's not watching, I guarantee. He does the YouTube. I tell him, you need to have a more secure job, because what if the YouTube goes away? Or what if football goes away? He does the YouTube. That's what she tells people. I hear her talking about me. You know, he's a YouTuber. 12 teams standard scoring. I have Murray, Henry, CMC, Damian Harris, Ridley, Woods, Sanders, Ruggs. I know why I was saying that. I remember now. I was trying to say that you think I ignore you, but I'm not ignoring you. I'm trying to facilitate a show. What I was then going to say was I'm doing the best I can. That's what Mom yelled when she screamed at me and told me about Santa Claus. I'm doing the best I can. Doing the effing best I can. That's how I feel right now. You know, things coming left and right. I'm trying to stay focused and trained. I may miss your question, but this is where I was headed on that long 5-minute rant. When the video is over, drop a comment in the comments, drop a like, drop a comment, and I will get back to you. I will get back to you because I answer pretty much every question asked of me within the first 48 hours of the video dropping. I may sleep a little bit, come back and answer your question. Depends if I'm up. But I'm asking you right now, once the video is over, not in the live chat here, on the comments of the video, ask me a question and I will do my best to get back with you within 48 hours. Smitty, I took that lap you told me yesterday. After your advice, today's games, I'm 96% projected to win the week. What was the advice that I told you to take a lap on, John Carlo? I'm very interested to know what I told you to take a lap on. Get another piece. Get another piece with Waller. Oh, so Slater, sorry. Should I trade CMC for Henry? Trade CMC or Henry for who? You got Murray, Henry, CMC, Ridley, Woods, and I don't think I trade CMC or Henry. You get CMC coming back. Henry's doing... I mean, I would trade Henry eventually. He's playing great, though. I would trade him for, like... Henry for like Aaron Jones and Diggs. Like, that's the kind of deal you need to get from Henry. and he's playing great. This wouldn't be a bad time to do it if you got the right deal. But you could also sit on that team for a little while, let Henry gain even more value, or wait for other buy lows to come into play, because it only takes a week or two for people to drop. Look at Mike Williams. 1 bad week, 3 amazing weeks, 1 bad week. Nobody was ranking him where they should have ranked him. And I'm telling you, he's like borderline 9-10 for me going forward, Mike Williams. And I was defending him left and right all week, because everyone's like, do I start Mike Williams or this garbage player? Do I start a garbage pail or Mike Williams this week? It was unbelievable how quickly people jumped off the Mike Williams train. My point being, you don't have to trade Henry this week if you don't like the options, or if the Diggs owner doesn't have a running back worth trading for, or the running back you want doesn't have a wide receiver you're trading for, and you want 2 players. Don't trade Henry too early. Wait, because other players will open up. Matt Slater. There you go, Giancarlo. It was a voice message on IG. You made fun of my lineup for having Mike Williams and others on my bench. I was obviously making the necessary changes, but your advice definitely helped. Attaboy. That's a tough guy right there. You know, you give someone some tough love, and they don't just get mad at you. They go and make a difference in their team. They take it, turn it into a positive. This man right here, let me make him bigger so everyone can see what a beast looks like. This guy is a fantasy football machine. This guy's noggin, his brain is 90% NFL geared and just fine-tuned. This man knows what he's doing. You give him advice, he takes it, he runs with it. Giancarlo, we could all learn something from Giancarlo today. Giancarlo, you take a victory lap, young man. Here you go.
Take a lap.
I need to get my guy to do a take a victory lap phrase, because we only have negative take a lap screaming. We need to have a take a victory lap. So I'll get on that. It's on me. It's on me. Giancarlo, amazing job. All right, I think I'm done for the night. This has been an hour and 40-minute live stream on who to add, who to drop. That's pretty good. It's a pretty good show. Did some damage tonight. Appreciate all of you for watching. Please subscribe on your way out. And, HeySmitty.com. Order my tech service. Get on over to sleeperu.com. The letter U. Sleeper, the letter U, like a university.com. Everything I have is at smitty1.com at the top. So if you don't remember that, everything's linked at smitty1.com. Don't forget about my video show. My new video show dropping on Spotify on Tuesday. What do you got to do? Just go to Spotify. Follow me now. Go to smitty1.com right now, and I'll drop this in the chat. Go to smitty1.com. Here, I'll drop it right now. And follow early, smitty1.com, and you'll be ready to go. And all you got to do is watch the show on Tuesday. It'll drop at some point on Tuesday. If you're following, you'll be alerted. Let me pin that right here. And watch the new show. You won't get this specific show on YouTube. You won't get it anywhere but on Spotify. I'm dropping a Spotify specific show, a Spotify original content on Spotify in video form, because your boy Smitty got the call and the show isn't moving. Everything's staying the same on YouTube, but the show is additional. We're getting the call. We're on Spotify video. You've seen Joe Rogan's show on there. They have very few video shows on Spotify, and we're coming to Spotify. And I'm not just going to repurpose my content. Why? Because I want to dominate Spotify. I want to be the face of fantasy football video on Spotify. So we're bringing an original show, and you're going to all have to go there to watch it. I'm sorry. I'm selfish. You're all going to have to go to 2 places to consume all of my content. but I promise you the Spotify show is going to be fire. It's going to be concise and organized. It's going to have the feel of more of a network show with segments, and you're going to love it. You're going to love it, and I'm going to ask for your help. I'm going to ask for your involvement. And in doing so, I'm going to ask you right now to go to my Instagram, leave me a voice message right now. First thing I want you to say is Spotify. Okay? Actually, leave the message and then write another message that says Spotify. That way when I'm going through, I'll see Spotify. So leave your voice message. It has to be a voice message. If you type something out, sorry. No show for you. You're not gonna crack the show, the Spotify show. But if you want to be on Spotify show number 1, leave a voice message on IG, The Fantasy Football Show. Leave a voice message. And then type a second message on top. Don't type anything after that. Type in Spotify. That way when I'm scrolling through, I'll see it. I'm going to put a couple of your questions on the show, and that's going to be a part of the show. Get ready. The vision is strong with the Smitty. Thank you, Bay. Diamond Hand Smitty. Thank you, pal. Smitty, 100% certified quality dude. Doing the YouTube thing and the thing with the thing. The thing with the guy. On the Spotify thing, on the thing. We'll be on the thing at, the time. All right, I'm out of here. Appreciate all of you. Double A, John Carlo, the man with the massive brain. I think we did take a massive L yet again. It was Allen Robinson, though. I mean, for now. Hey, Smitty, thoughts on Waller as a buy low? Maybe. Smitty, good buy low potential running back 1. We'll find out if JT will be, I'd say Swift potentially. It's weird, dude. It's weird. It thins out. I don't know that there is any. It's like Aaron Jones, Elliott, and Chubb. And Najee Harris, right? Those are like in the top 10 running backs. Jonathan Taylor, Swift, J-Rob falls off. Like you have Hunt, Clyde's hurt, Barkley's hurt, Mixon's banged up, Monty's out, Cordell Patterson we can't value there. Darrell Henderson, I wouldn't put him in near the running back 1. Like it drops off, bro. It's like running back 1s and then maybe a couple running back 2s and then it's running back 3s. It's crazy. You might hear about this on my Spotify show. Can you drop Sermon now? I mean, I suppose depends on who you're picking up. Running backs are rough this year, kind of crazy. It's crazy, Jack. I'm going to do a show on it. I'm going to talk about it. Probably talk about it on the Tuesday show, or we'll see. But who's better rest of season, full PPR, Mike Williams or CeeDee Lamb? As much as I love CeeDee Lamb, you guys know me. I have him 8. Mike Williams is arguable. This is all arguable. You could say Chase is 10 or 7. You could say Diggs is 9 or 6. You could say Mike Williams is 7 or 11 or 9. Keenan Allen, McLaurin. McLaurin could be number 7. I'd rather have Lamb. I have my rankings here. I showed you guys that. This is the rest of the season. Like exactly what you're asking me. You might be late to the party, but I did this earlier in the show, so rewatch it. Rest of season rankings right here. I have Lamb at 8. I have Mike Williams tied for like 10, 11, 12. So that's all I got to say about that. Until next time, I'm Smitty. You are watching the Fantasy Football Show, and I will be live tomorrow. Or I'll probably go live tomorrow. No, I probably won't be live tomorrow. I'm dropping the buy low, sell high video, but I will be live Tuesday. And if you want my live stream schedule, hey Smitty, when are you going live? This is my live stream schedule. 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. every single Tuesday and Thursday. Midnight every single Friday and Saturday. Those are Eastern. And then every Sunday morning, the entire 1 hour leading into kickoff on Instagram at the Fantasy Football Show. Don't forget, my Spotify show drops this Tuesday. If you want to listen to it, just go to smitty1.com. Go to the link I pinned in the live chat. Follow. Okay, follow on Spotify now. Watch my video show on Tuesday. Drops on Spotify. And please leave me some voice messages. Red hand pointing up. Red hand pointing up to the smitty1.com. Follow me and leave me voice messages. Go to Instagram, The Fantasy Football Show. Hold down the microphone. Ask me a question for the Spotify show on Tuesday. And then type in Spotify in the next message so I can identify it. And I will potentially put you on the show. Later, everybody. Appreciate you. Peace out.